Hello there, everyone. And here we are again. Happy Monday. Thank you to everyone who repetitively comes here and encourages me and supports me. I appreciate you, and I feel the need to thank you every week because I don't take it lightly, and I would not be here without you. And if you're new, very welcome to my channel, Aero Aces. My name is Shireen, and what we do here is every Monday we do a reading for the week ahead to see what the week holds for us. So today I'm using the Keeper of the Light Oracle deck. Beautiful deck. And as I looked at my shelf full of card decks, this is the one that jumped out at me. So this is what I'm meant to do and use today. I wanted to ask you, I got the message just before I started, what are you doing for the new year? What are you going to do differently? Or what are you going to do that's new? What are you going to do to challenge yourself? This is the kind of questions that I was told to pose today, and just, food for thought for you to mull this over and say, okay, what am I going to do? And it's not to, not to make you nervous or anxious or anything like that, but rather to say, is there something that I can change? Or is there something I can tweak a little bit in terms of the things that I do on a daily basis? What am I unhappy about that I keep complaining that I'm unhappy about? And perhaps now I can actually look at it from a different perspective and make a different choice, or take it in a different direction, or stop doing it, or start doing something else. So I was just encouraged to give you that thought-provoking little set of questions. What can you change? What can you do? How can you challenge yourself this year, or this month, or this week? All right, it can be in baby steps. You don't have to overwhelm yourself, as I say. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and ask, is there any general energy for the week ahead that we're going to be dealing with, please? Is there any general energy for this week ahead? Let's see what they say. There we go. Oh, this is wonderful. Brigid or Bridget, depending on how you want to pronounce this. Inner strength. Move back to wholeness and recognize that you have power. I think this is a wonderful thing in terms of many things that are happening in our personal lives on a global scale. I really do feel a lot more empowered and optimistic about this year, I must be honest, on my personal levels. And Brigid is also about healing. And I feel that a lot of healing stuff is definitely coming up this month. I feel like there's a lot of stuff from the past that might be playing on our minds, or we're dreaming about certain things. And these are not necessarily things that are coming up that are good memories, or maybe they're things about old lovers, or whatever the case is. And I want you to know they're not here to torture you, all right? These things are coming up because they have not maybe been healed yet. And we need to make a different choice. If we keep pushing that to the back of our minds, maybe we should sit with it. Maybe we should say, okay, I acknowledge that this thing is still hanging around. And I also acknowledge that I'm allowing this to happen by avoiding it and pushing that thing to the back of my mind all the time, where I have to rather be healing and reclaim your inner strength, call back your energy. That's something that people think is quite trendy, but when you lie in bed at night, say, I call back all the energy that might have been taken from me, whether I volunteered it at that time, whether I didn't, anything that I feel like I shouldn't have done, or made me uncomfortable, or whatever the case is, or I feel like I've left a piece of myself in that place or with that person. Call back your energy. It's a wonderful exercise to do, and ask your guides and guardians for help with that, all right? Because inner strength is the theme of the week, and I think that's wonderful. Move back to wholeness. Not being whole means you've left pieces of yourself, or they've been taken from you, or you've lost them somehow. And this is wanting to return that back to some kind of normality. Beautiful card. It's showing your inner strength, your inner fire. So this is tapping into that solar plexus energy as well, where we do have the power to stand up for ourselves, or for our rights, or the rights of others. Things that we believe in, things that we are passionate about, are things that we must really focus on now. All right, let's see what else we got. What else do we need to know for this week, please? Or what other energies need to be brought to our attention? Lord Shiva. Okay, transcendence. Okay, rise up, honor your inner force. There we go again, that inner force, that fire that you see her holding there. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. All right, so this is just for you to be in flow. And the easiest way for us to be in flow is to literally go with the flow. If something happens and it's not exactly how you wanted it, or it's not exactly what you imagined, maybe you should let it ride out and see what happens. Okay, this is about transcending difficulties, transcending blocks and obstacles and things that we struggle with, maybe transcending old pain, anguish, torment, old relationships, all of this old stuff that might be coming up for healing. All right, allow it to be. So it says, rise up and honor your inner force. Let that inner fire be reignited in yourself, and stand up for yourself, or take a stance and say, it might not be that you need to stand up for yourself and verbally speak to someone or assert yourself in that way, but you can also say, I have decided that these things from the past no longer have power over me. I'm not going to spend my days worrying about that issue, or reminiscing about that person, or wallowing in my own self-pity. We get lost in our loss and the things that we feel that we've lost, or we've missed out on, or we regret, or we should have done, or would have, should have, could have. Would have, should have, could have is not something that serves you. Okay, so you're being asked to keep your balance, and to sometimes not feel like you need to control things too, because an overly active need to control comes from a place of fear, because we feel like we're not in control. If we trust the universe and we dance with the universe, as it says, we allow ourselves to be in the flow, and we look for synchronicities and all of these kinds of things. This is what it means by steps are being given. You are being shown the way. If something presents itself to you, even if it's a person, maybe that person's coming into your life one more time for you to come to some kind of resolution, or for you to say, oh, well, you know what, I'm glad that they're not in my dynamic anymore, because it doesn't really fit where I am. Sometimes that's all it is there to show you. Or you missed somebody, and once you see them, that's really not the way that you remembered them, and it's not the same, or whatever it is. Okay, it's saying, take the steps that are being given. You will be given signs and synchronicities, especially if you say to your guides and guardians, I'm ready for these signs. Please help me. Show me the way. That'll make it easier. If we don't ask, we don't get. And if we do communicate and ask, that's when things happen. Ask to be shown what's possible. Open yourself up to possibilities that aren't in your consciousness. Okay, but honor yourself. Honor what you should be doing, what feels right for you and what doesn't feel right for you. Honor those things, because that will always keep you on the right path. And it doesn't matter what other paths you share with other people, you always have your own spiritual path, and your journey is the most important. Not from the perspective of being completely selfish, but always coming back to that and always staying on track. Dancing with the universe, flowing with the universe, not always fighting against it. When we're facing obstacles, it's because we're going in the wrong direction. Okay? Sometimes we have obstacles that we have to overcome as lessons, but I think that many times we will actually be able to tell the difference. If you're hitting your head against a brick wall and you're not getting anywhere, recognize the futility of certain efforts in your life. Recognize where your energy is best spent. Okay, very good. Let's see what else. Okay, what other energies do we need to pay attention to or be aware of this week, please? Anything else? Yep. Holy amethyst. Sorry, I'm just putting these down, and then we will get into a bit more order here. Holy amethyst, divine alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. All right, so that was exactly what came to me before I even started the reading. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to challenge yourself with? What are you going to change or try this year or this week? Okay, move beyond your current challenges. Even if you think that there are things in your life that are overwhelming, there could be something that maybe you could do that you see as a bit of a challenge, but it's something personal that you'd enjoy. Making time to paint. Starting a business that you want to start on the side, but you don't make time for yourself to do that, or taking your business to the next level with a different, channel or outlet of some sort, whatever it is, writing that book or finishing a chapter that you're writing, whatever it is, do things that are in alignment with what you desire, where you want to move towards. Okay, this is divine alchemy. Alchemy is the ability to be turning lead into precious metals, into gold and silver. And whatever you touch turns to gold. Make sure that you are being very cognizant of what it is that you are touching, where you're placing your energy, how you're directing that energy, who you're sharing energy with, who you're interacting with. Okay, and move beyond your current challenges. There might even be people around you that actually have the ability to assist you with that can be catalysts for where you want to move towards. All right, and if something's overwhelming and it's challenging, don't just accept it and say, I've got this challenging thing in my life, because there's danger of it becoming a fixture. Say, how do I overcome this? Or how can I do something different? Or just change your focus. When we focus on something that's challenging all the time, in a bad way, not a good challenge that can get us somewhere, we over focus on that. We can obsess over it. Oh, that person's got such an irritating voice. Or, oh no, that my son's brought that friend around to visit again and I don't like that kid. Or I've got this paperwork that I have to do that I just don't want to do, and it's just sitting on the desk and the due date's crawling far, closer and closer. Don't let those things have power over you, and don't sit and talk about how there's nothing you can do about them. Focus on what you do have control over, all right? And again, not to be overly controlling. See where your energies would be best spent. If you do have things that are taking up your time, like worrying about other people, being irritated by things, change your focus, shift that focus. Focus on what you desire, what you're working on. There's no point in us looking at other people and pointing fingers when we've got a lot that we need to take care of in our own house. All right, so that old saying of don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, we often point fingers and say, you know what's wrong with that person, you know what they should fix. And we've got many fingers pointing back at us. So this is about using your energy constructively, building something beautiful for yourself, focusing on what you're desiring, getting over your own challenges. We've got no room to talk if we're not challenging ourselves and trying to improve our own lives, and we're just judging others. If we're judging others, it's often because we're trying to deflect the attention away from ourselves and the fact that we're not doing what we should be doing. All right, so these are things to think about this week, and how can you really direct your life more constructively. If we are getting on to social media and criticizing and hurting others, and just what my partner likes to call the death scroll, and you're just scrolling through Facebook mindlessly or through X or whatever it is, steer away from those things. If you find yourself getting irritated by what other people are saying or posts that people are making or whatever it is, move yourself away from that energy. And if you can't physically move away from it, mentally move away from it, detach it, focus on what you should be focusing on. Look for the signs and synchronicities from the universe that they're sending you. That's a much better thing to preoccupy yourself with. Okay, move beyond your challenges, focus on your desires. What can you change or do or try? All right, let's see what else, if there's any other cards that we should be listening to. Is there anything else, please? Okay, green Tara just popped out. And then I'm going to take the card from the bottom of the deck, which is Odin. All right, let's talk about her first. Let's fit all of them into one picture here, if possible. Okay, you can sit there for a sec. Green Tara, supreme protection. This is a beautiful energy, and it really can offer so many levels of healing. And all it needs you to know is you are protected. Cords are being cut. I just got goosebumps when I saw that. Move beyond limitation and trust. Okay, so I'm, repeating myself here now. You are protected. You're protected in those challenges that you have. You're protected in the chances that you want to take, the thing that you want to try, the comfort zone that you want to step out of. You're protected, and you're able to do so. Do not be afraid. Okay, cords are being cut. whether those are etheric cords between you and somebody else, whether it's karmic stuff, ancestral stuff, family stuff, things that hold you back, whether you've had challenges physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is, cords are being cut. Tonight is a wonderful night to do those visualizations as well. We're in the full moon in Cancer, and that is the moon, which is your emotions on top of your emotions. So anything that has an emotional hold over you that you no longer want, anything that invokes negative emotions that you no longer want, anything that you've seen as a challenge, it could be absolutely anything that you've been battling with and struggling with, maybe for years, maybe for decades. Now is the time for you to cut the cords and to not be afraid to do so. Sometimes when we cut cords with somebody, it means that we are moving on in our lives. We need to let go of something. Maybe they offered some financial security or something along these lines. It's saying, don't be afraid. Just do it. We're here for you. We've got your back. Take the leap. Move beyond limitation and trust. That's a beautiful message. All right, and then Odin says, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. Okay, I couldn't have said it better. Following our intuition is following our guides and guardians, our angels and ancestors, the ones that do offer the protection, the ones that do offer the guidance on how to move forward. What it said here, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. If the steps are being given, they will be given through your intuition. What I said to you earlier when I said what feels right is right, what feels wrong is wrong. Don't confuse it. Don't overthink it. That is your intuition. That is your psychic insight that you are being given as a gift in order to move forward in the right direction. Okay? Your third eye is open. That is saying that your intuition is strong. Your guides are connecting to you. For me, your intuition, your gut instinct, your spirit guides, all of that is one thing. Okay? They speak to us through those inner promptings. If something feels bad and it says, don't do this, it's them trying to give you an emotion and sometimes even a physical reaction to deter you and say, stay away from this thing. On the other hand, when you feel pulled towards something or somebody, or you can't stop thinking about something that you would like to do or you have an interest in, that's your spirit guides trying to nudge you in the right direction. And that is your insight. That is your third eye. It's all one and the same. They work together. Okay? So see the truth for what it is. If you're wasting your time on something, if you've misdirected your energy, if you've put somebody on a pedestal that doesn't deserve it, or they were a role model but they no longer fit into that place, it's okay to cut ties. It's okay to not have that person as your number one anymore. You need to do what serves you. And again, not from a selfish perspective, but if something is hindering your growth, stunting your growth, or somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart, whatever the case is, be okay to move away from that. Know that you are protected. Know that you have that inner strength, and you've been given the strength from, outwardly from spirit as well, to do what you need to do. Okay. Let me see as a recap. I'm going to just read through all of these because I feel like something's going to be meaningful for somebody that they need to hear a second time. So Brigid says, inner strength, move back to wholeness. Center yourself again. Pull all your little pieces back. Like I said, call your energy back. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given to you. Dance with the universe. This is transcendence. You can transcend that energy. You can turn something that's been negative for years into something positive. Just because something's been around for a long time doesn't mean that it cannot go. All right? Just like all of us. There's eventually a time where we need to go. That cycle ends. Our bodies and our energy and everything around us moves in cycles. And so things change. Good things sometimes go bad, and bad things can definitely be transcended and transformed to something more positive, especially when we have that focused intent. Okay, that's when the divine alchemy comes about. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Don't let all the rubbish, the social media and what other people have to say and the naysayers and the distractions, don't let those things get into your way. Be more focused. We float around like, leaves being blown by the wind when we're not focused, and then we wake up and we've wasted months of our lives because we just get blown around and feel like I'm lost, and we just keep saying I'm lost, I'm lost. There are resources. Reach out to somebody or ask Spirit to show you. All right. I've just seen my one card from last week, and I want to share this with you because it kept drawing my attention now, and it says, consciousness. Today I pay attention to every thought and feeling that I manifest. My outer world reflects my inner consciousness. I pour the light of my awareness on my most constructive thoughts, so they will grow and produce the experiences I want. Mindful of what I create in this universe, I become an expression of divine light. That's exactly that. And this came through in the reading for the year ahead that I did not for long ago. Okay. Yes, we heard you. You can stay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So that divine alchemy is yours. Divine, coming from Spirit. The alchemy where you can physically do things. Our relationship with Spirit is imperative in this human experience. There is the spiritual and the physical, and we are half spirit, half physical, and we need to work with Spirit. Ask for the signs. Be receptive to them. And once you get the signs, then your job is to do the physical stuff. Okay, to move beyond those challenges. You have that divine alchemy. Spirit can give you the tools. It can say, mix this thing with that thing in order to get the gold. But Spirit can't do it for you. They can offer the guidance, but you are the physical being. You are the one who has to take the action. You are the one who has to move and move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Your focus is very important. And I think I said this last week too. I've said it to a few clients in the past week. Your focus is everything. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the news? Are you focusing on politics? Are you focusing on war? It's not to say that we must ignore these things. By no stretch of the imagination. They're part of our lives. But we can also focus on improving things. How can we help? What can we do for ourselves to improve our families' lives? There are things that you do have control over, as opposed to looking at all the things you don't have control over and getting yourself into a neurotic state. Do something that you can do. Set little tasks out for yourself. Tick them off as you go. There's a sense of accomplishment in having checked something off. Okay, but tap into that. And if you had a field of mushrooms in front of you and those represented your thoughts, and the red ones were poison and the white ones are food and they are healing, the minute you focus on a red one and it starts growing, you'll think, uh-oh, I don't want to be focusing on that one. Let me focus on the white ones. Let me grow food, things that are nourishing, wholesome, things that can heal. That's what it means by keeping your focus. Focus on what you desire. Don't be praying for what you don't want. When we have manifestation energy like this around us, the manifestation energy is high. And that means that is applicable to positive energy and negative energy. You do not want to be praying for what you don't want. Stop worrying about things. Stop having anxiety about what could be. Stop having depression on should have, could have, would have. All right? You're being called to use your energy more constructively. If you need help with that, go and get the help. There is help available. Spirit's on your side. Spirit's on board. It's waiting for you to get on board. Okay, you are supremely protected. You're protected. Cords are being cut for things that hold you back, that have been draining your energy, that are toxic, that feel like negative, low vibration energies. Move beyond your limitations and trust. Trust where you're being led. Just because you can't see what it is doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. All right. And Odin says tap into that psychic insight. Okay, tap into your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. What are your inner promptings that you feel? Trust those feelings. Trust your gut instinct. And don't try and apply so much logic and reason to it that you just dilute it into nothingness and you never actually take that action, and you actually go off on such a train of thought that you can't come back to what it is that you wanted to do. All right? Your connection to spirit, your intuition is open now. See the truth for what it is. If there's something that you've been kind of deceiving yourself about or pretending that it's not the way it is, be honest with yourself. If you need to move on from something or someone or whatever it may be, have that courage. Know that they're holding your hand. You're not doing it on your own. Follow your gut instinct and see the truth for what it is. Be honest with yourself. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And take action on your own behalf. Okay, I wish you all a beautiful week ahead and lots of love to you until next week. Take care and bye for now.